Hey everyone, and so if you're looking for a cooler backpack that doesn't leak, then this video is for you. I bought and tested 6 different cooler backpacks, and so with that being said, I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of each of them and letting you know which one I think is best. So let's go ahead and get started. So this first cooler backpack that we have here is this one from Tory, and so starting with the actual front portion of the bag, we have a front pocket over here. And then we also have what it looks like to be a front pocket over here, okay? And so this extends over here as far as the front portion of the bag goes. If you open up the secondary pocket, what we have is an open mesh pocket over here, and as well as a larger pocket that extends all the way to the actual frame of the bag itself. In addition to that, as far as side pockets though, what I really like with my side pockets is that it's a stretchable mesh material, because that's where my water bottles tend to go. So we do have a side pocket over here as far as the stretchable mesh material goes. Likewise, an identical side pocket over here, again, where the stretchable mesh material goes. For the back portion of the bag, we have these breathable straps here. If you wanted to, you can hang the bag like this as well from this top hook over here. And so this is a 28-liter bag, so meaning that it can fit about 28 liters of stuff. But as far as the main portion of the bag goes, it seems to be insulated. What I'll be doing at the end of this video is testing to see whether or not these bags are leak-proof. If you pack some stuff inside of here, and then go ahead and zip it up. I mean, it's a decent, nice sized bag, okay? It's 28 liters. It's not the largest bag, and so I'm not, for one, that's into very overly large sized bags. But with this Tory backpack, I mean, it looks great. The straps feel great. I'm interested to see how the actual bag does when it comes to testing if it's waterproof or not. Last but not least, you also have like a hook here to attach your carabiner on. But that's pretty much it for the Tory cooler backpack. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this next backpack that we have is this one from Hey Trip. And so this is a cooler backpack. I got the white version. And starting with the front portion of the bag, you have like a front pocket over here. And this one doesn't really, you can't really fit your hat in just because it's really tight and close to the bag. If you open up the secondary pocket here, and what I do notice right off the bat is that this bag does have weather resistant zippers, meaning that the actual zippers are sealed with basically a material that allows less water to actually peek through. So with this front secondary pocket, you just have basically a one divider to kind of separate some things. No other organizational components aside from that. With the actual front pocket itself, also you have an extra carabiner to basically either attach things or open bottles. We have multiple hoops here to attach multiple things. So me personally, when I travel or go camping, I really like using carabiners. So anytime I see a place where I can attach a carabiner on, that's always a plus side for me. In addition to that, as far as the side pockets go, we have like a, it's not a stretchable strap, but you have a place to place a strap here as well as a stretchable mesh material over here as well. Likewise, on the other side, completely identical. Okay, we have a strap here, stretchable mesh material here. As far as the back portion of the bag goes, we have the typical hook here and then 2 straps. And now with these straps, what I'm looking for is we do have a waist strap as well. So this waist strap is a bit more ergonomically friendly. We have breathable mesh straps as well. In addition to that, the back side, we kind of have a breathable airflow backpack as well. Now moving on to the main portion of the bag, what we have is just the actual cooler aspect of it. So the size of this bag is about 36 cans. You've got the divider like I mentioned, you've got the bottle opener, and then in addition to that, it's great for camping outdoors. I mean, you can kind of see the top portion here, America. You can also open up the top portion to access another pocket within it as well. So we do have a top pocket here as well. So overall, this bag is able to carry 36 cans. You've got the bottle opener here attached as well. You've got the waterproof zippers, but aside from that, let's go ahead and move on to the next bag. I do like this bag so far. The next bag that we have is this one from Maelstrom. So this one from Maelstrom, it's able to hold about 35 cans within this bag. It is designed to be leak-proof supposedly. But starting off with the front portion of the bag, we have a pocket over here. I really appreciate when the pockets kind of open wider or flap open wider. But with this here, we basically just have one mesh pocket over here as far as the divider goes. And if we zip that back up, I always appreciate, again, the straps, the bungee cord extension to attach multiple things, perhaps like a sleeping bag or a towel. The side pockets are extremely useful. We have a tightening mechanism as far as strapping goes and a stretchable mesh material goes. The side pocket also includes a zippered side pocket as well. So it's kind of like a double side pocket, which I really appreciate. If you have something to strap down, we have this handle here or strap that acts as a secondary securement for whatever you put on the side here. Likewise, on the left side, it's completely identical. We have the stretchable mesh pocket. In addition to that, we also have the zippered pocket, so like a double side pocket, which is really neat. And then same thing, handle or strap here as well. Now for the back portion, this is where we have our bottle opener. Then we have the buckling strap or the waist strap. We have basically a lot of breathable mesh material here to make sure that there's a lot of airflow going through your back, which I really appreciate. And then the padded straps are just an additional extra. Now for the top portion of the bag, what we have here is basically an open front pocket. And then if you look at the inside, this is where our 35 cans are going to be placed. But overall, I do really like this bag. I think it's fantastic. So far, I'd say this one takes the lead, but let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So here we have another bag from Maelstrom. So with this bag in particular, starting with the front, we do have a larger secondary pocket compared to other bags, but I think this bag is larger overall. I do appreciate how it opens widely. So with it open widely, we do have a mesh pocket over here for some organizational purposes. Now, as far as the side pockets go, we do have a double side pocket again. So we have the stretchable mesh pocket here, which tightens more securely with this fastener over here. As far as the side pocket goes, you can attach multiple things here on the side, in addition to attaching like a water bottle or can here on the side as well. Likewise, it's completely identical on the left-hand side as well. So stretchable mesh pocket with the double side pocket. If we move on to the back portion, we have the straps, okay? So it's a breathable mesh material to allow airflow through your back. So padding here, padding also here, and padding also here. Now with the top portion of the Maelstrom bag, we have a pocket on the top here. And then of course we have the spot in which this is where your cans go. But aside from that, let's go ahead and move on to the next cooling backpack. So for the next cooling backpack, we have this one here. I'd say the front portion of the pocket, it's pretty small. I'd say this one definitely doesn't fit more than 20 cans. I'd say the installation, it is a cooler backpack. They also provide you with another carrying pouch. So an extra pouch is included. But with the front pocket, we have, although this one is slightly smaller, we do have multiple different ways to organize your things as far as the front secondary pocket goes. As far as the side pockets go, it's a little bit stretchable, so it is going to allow you to place a water bottle here and such. It does have a secondary securement fastener as well to kind of secure things on the side, and I imagine it's also completely identical on the right hand side as well. So completely identical, open mesh pocket that's stretchable, and then a secondary buckle. Here we have the bottle opener as well. And then for the back portion, I'd say the straps aren't the most padded, but the back portion does allow a breathable mesh material to allow airflow through with the back. And then as far as the main pocket goes, we do have a top pocket as well to place some things. And then on the inside, this is where you're going to be placing your cans. This next cooler backpack we have from Baleen, okay? So this one acts as more of like a lunchbox looking backpack, but you can technically just carry it. This might be an option in case you do want to cool your things. But starting with the front portion, we have multiple straps here to attach multiple different carabiners. If you open this up, we do have the inside, okay? And so they also provide you with a shoulder strap if you want to use a shoulder strap. No other pockets on the front hand side. Now on the right hand side, what we have here is an open stretchable mesh material pocket, and then we have the strap here as well in case you want to handle it from here. Completely identical on the left hand side, except that we also have a bottle opener here as well. The side pockets are a bit larger compared to backpacks, but you just won't be able to put it on your shoulders. In addition to that, you have the handling. The handling meaning that you can just carry this up with both straps, and both straps can bind together. On the backhand side portion, you actually have a large open sleeve. So this doesn't zipper down, but this is just a large open sleeve to use for miscellaneous purposes. And then on the top portion, you basically have like an easy access Velcro strap pocket to allow you to grab cans while this bag is in use. Basically just Velcro straps down. You are able to zipper this closed. So if you zipper it closed, it should keep the insulation in. But in case you want to access drinks quickly, you just pop this open reach down, grab it, and then close it back down. So I'm not sure if that's going to help with the insulation, but it does zipper down. But overall, this is a neat alternative in case you didn't want a cooler backpack, but you wanted to keep something in your car, and you weren't always going to have something around your shoulders. This would be another option as far as just having a cooler backpack goes. Okay everyone, now it's time for the leak test. And so what I have here is I have my towel laid out. I'm just going to be pouring some water into each of these bags and letting you know if it leaks or not. So starting with this first smaller cooler backpack, we're just going to make sure everything is zippered up. And so what we're looking for are any signs of leaks. Pouring water inside. Won't pour too much, but what we'll do is that we'll zip it up and we'll do a test. So right now we have water inside, mimicking as if ice has melted, or perhaps maybe your ice pack is melted. But right now what I'm feeling for is any leaks or something. When it comes to cooler backpacks, what you want to make sure is that you just want to make sure that they're usually stood upright. So I think the ultimate test, but I don't really recommend to always have your bag on the side, but maybe perhaps it might fall over in the car, or maybe it might, you know, fall backwards and tumble upside down. So what we're looking for is to see if it leaks actually over here. So what you have here, as you can see, is that we do have some leaks going on, but that's because of the zipper. Likewise on the other side, also leaks. As a recommendation, it doesn't mean this bag overall is poor, but at the same time, I'm sure it does a good job of cooling. But the point of this video is to see which bags are leak proof. Last thing I want to check is the secondary pocket to make sure the contents in there aren't wet. And so with that being said, no other points of wetness, but likewise with this bag, if you do tip it over, it is going to leak. So let's move on to the second backpack. So for the next backpack, we have the Maelstrom backpack. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be placing some paper towels in the actual storage pockets of this backpack to kind of test and see if any water hits it, okay? So I call this the paper towel test. Let's zip this up. I'll only be putting inside the pocket. So on this Maelstrom backpack, we do have two side pockets. Place one in there. And place one in side pocket here. Okay, so we have our paper towels placed in the actual storage pockets, two on the side and one in the front. Let's pour some water inside. Let's close it up. Okay, what we'll do is I'm gonna shake it around, pretend that we're walking with it, maybe going on a hike, the water's melting. But now, as usual, with a backpack, ideally you want to stand upright. And if cans are inside here, if there's actual frozen foods or whatever, if they're inside here, they should be able to make sure that this bag stands upright. But in case in the event the bag falls over, bag tips over, maybe you accidentally drop it, someone kicks it, let's see if it leaks. So here we have the drop test. And what we're feeling right now is if the bag has any leak towards the top. And so far, okay, we do have some leakage towards what it looks like to be where the zippers actually meet, and then we also have some leakage towards this side as well. So this bag will leak, but like I said, it doesn't mean that it's a bad bag, but you just gotta make sure is that it's standing up tall. But while there's water contents being inside here, let's actually check out our paper towels. So this one's still completely dry. If we check our front portion pocket one, this one's also still completely dry. And then we check out this left side one. This one too is also still completely dry. So what can you confirm with this one, or what can I confirm? Yes, if you tip it over, it is gonna leak through. As you can see here, you have some leakage coming out. Likewise, you also have some leakage coming out of here. But overall, I mean, as long as this bag stays upright, it's not gonna leak. So that's a good thing. Likewise, this bag technically does pass the non-leak test. So let's move on to the next bag. So here we have this bag from Hey-Trip, okay? So let's do the same thing. I'll be placing some paper towels inside of main pockets of this bag. And this looks like this bag only has one front main pocket. So I'll go ahead and place two in there, right? And we'll zipper that up. Okay, nice easy zipper. Let's actually pour some water in here. All right, so we pour our water, zip this bag up. Based on the design of this bag, I have a feeling this bag is actually not gonna leak. It looks like, you can tell by the zippers, but let's test it out. Let's shake it all up, pretend that we're walking. We're going on a treacherous hike. Now, first I wanna check we'll check the paper towel in a second, but bag is upright, feeling for the bottom. Doesn't feel like there's any wet portions of the bag at the bottom, so no leakage towards the bottom, which is really good. Now let's test as far as in case someone knocks our bag over. What do we have going on here? This is sealed tight, so I'm getting the zippers to be as close as possible. So what I'm doing is that I'm tipping the bag over, and we do have just slight leakage over here. So as you can see here, the bag is slightly leaking. But what I like about this bag thus far is that it's like more waterproof, okay? So you simply just wipe the water off and it's perfectly just fine. It's like this bag is meant to be like weather resistant or water resistant and such. So with that being said, likewise with the other side, if you tip it over, the bag stays horizontal for some time. Surprisingly, no leak yet. No leak yet. Very, very unique actually. So right now, actually where the zippers are, there doesn't seem to be any leak on the bag. I think this bag was intended to be leak proof, but right now I'm actually surprised that with these two zippers, the bag itself is not leaking. But likewise on this other side where it's actually like completely sealed shut, if I tip it over, I mean, there's no leakage happening right now. What I'll actually do is I'll place more water inside, because maybe I didn't place enough water. But let's test it out again one more time, guys. Bag is sealed shut. If we tip it over to here, this side, okay, we do have some leakage occurring there. And we also have some leakage occurring here. Like I mentioned, if your bag is dealing with like melted ice packs or melted ice or such, what I like about this bag, it just feels a bit more water resistant. I just easily wipe it off. There's no like material that's getting wet technically. If we check out our paper towel test, paper towel is completely dry here. Paper towel is completely dry here also. I like this bag overall. I'd say it's a good bag as far as being water resistant goes. But let's move on to the next bag. So here we have another bag from Maelstrom. And so what we'll do here is that we'll place our paper towels inside the pockets of this bag to make sure that the contents of that bag don't get wet. So we have paper towel in there. We have paper towel in here. And then we have a paper towel inside of here. With this bag having the paper towels inside, we're going to place a decent amount of water inside of here. And then close it up. Okay, so I got this bag completely zippered off. What I'll do is I will shake it. You can definitely hear the water. And so starting from the bottom, I'm feeling for any leaks towards the bottom goes. And so right now, so far, so good, okay? With this bag, no leakage towards the bottom, which is perfectly fine. Now, if we tip the bag over, what we're looking for, any signs of leaks. Okay, so we have a very minor leak on the right-hand side, okay? Very, very minor. And I know there's a lot of water in this bag, so this bag is holding up. So without a doubt, I mean, very impressed with this bag overall, okay? We did see like a 1 water drop, and so I did place a lot more water inside of here. This bag, I'd say, is actually leak proof. I mean, nothing's actually, the other bags that we tested, the side where the zippers didn't have like a hole inside of them, it was able to actually not leak through. So this was completely sealed, but the other bags that we've tested, they were leaking through this side of the bag. But if you go like this here, oh, I guess we do have some leakage. So I guess we have some leakage, but that's in a very extreme sense of pouring it out. So this bag does leak, I guess, but again, keeping your bags upright. For some reason, when I tipped it over, it didn't leak unless I put an excessive amount of water towards this pressure here. So if we open this bag up, we have this paper towel being completely dry. We have this paper towel being completely dry. And then we have this paper towel also being completely dry. Let's move on to the next cooler backpack. So next we have this cooler backpack from Torrid. All right, so let's do our paper towel test and place one of them inside the front pocket here, which is its only pocket. Now, if we place water inside, let's see how it performs. So pouring water inside. So this one easily closes, easily opens. So I'm shake it up. So right now we have no water being felt inside of these bags. And then if we actually pretend to tip the bag over, making sure that the zipper is sealed. So we have more on where the zipper side is open. The right side where it's completely sealed, Okay, we have a little leakage there. So likewise, what I'm finding with these bags so far is that it's gonna take like a exaggerated amount of tipping the bag over to actually get these bags to leak. But overall, if we check our paper towel, it's completely fine. No leaks inside the paper towel at all. So let's move on to the next bag. So last but not least, we have this shoulder strap cooler backpack. With this in particular, what I like about it is that it's most likely, just due to the surface area of the bag, always gonna remain upright. I can't imagine this bag like flipping over or tumbling over unless it really falls off a decent amount of height. But if we actually open up this bag and place some water inside of it, close it up, will this bag actually leak? And it probably will. The reason why is because you have the Velcro pad up top of here, and with it, it's not completely sealed shut. So this bag is gonna leak if you, again, completely flip this over 180. But what I'm looking for is to make sure that this bag isn't leaking anywhere else. So I pour a decent amount of water, and we have no leaks. And so with that being said, if I check our paper towel for the paper towel test, we have no leaks in the actual storage pockets. The bag from Baleen, it's a good option as well. So as far as which one I feel like is the best cooler backpack that doesn't leak, they all leak. My recommendation is like, you gotta make sure that your bag remains upright. But if I had to choose one, it would probably be the Hey Trip bag. And the reason why is because this bag just feels like the material that it's made out of is meant to be weather resistant or water resistant. So even if it leaks through, the water's just gonna slide right off. It's not gonna leave like a wet pad or wet the cloth just because of the material of what this bag is made out of. But in addition to that, you've also just got a nice, decent cooler backpack that remains upright. And what we're looking for is basically a place to store multiple things at the same time. But with this bag being kind of like leak proof, although if water does leak past it, it's gonna be easily dried up. So I do gotta give it to this one as far as being the best overall, but there is a close second. As far as a close second goes, I gotta give it to this Maelstrom bag. Although it's still leaked, like I said, what you want is for it to basically just remain upright, and you don't really want to tip it over. But with this bag, I just like the design of it. It's able to fit a lot more cans, and you also have the breathable mesh straps. If it was just made out of a better material, I probably would have given this one first. For a slightly smaller size backpack, I do gotta give it to the Tort backpack. So this is slightly smaller, so in case you don't need to carry so many cans, this will do the trick. You have a pocket for your things, it doesn't get wet, and again, it just makes it so that if you don't need to carry like 30 plus cans and you need a slimmer backpack, this will probably do the trick. And lastly, if you want to deal with like a bag that's just not going to topple over, then go for a larger surface area cooler backpack. If you're not into the event of which the backpack is going to be around your back and you're going to be carrying it on your shoulders the whole time, this will do the trick. With this cooler bag, I'd say, your cans are going to be holding it down. It's going to be hard for this to tip over. And what I like about this also is that you've got easy access to the top of the bag where you can just easily grab things and close it down. So this is leak proof as well, and it's going to be a lot harder to tip this over, causing it to leak from the top. I do have to give a special mention to this one. So I hope you found this video helpful, everyone. Overall, I'd say all the bags leak, but what you want to make sure is that you do keep it upright as much as possible so it's not tipped over and then it leaks that way. So it's going to more so depend on you whether or not you're able to actually keep these bags upright. In addition to that, if water does get in your bag, you do want to completely dry it up just so you don't actually start forming smells in your bag. So if it's drying up in your garage or it's drying up in your car, just make sure that you open your bag and leave it open so that the smell and the liquid can actually evaporate and dissipate from your bag. But overall, I hope you enjoyed or found this video useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you all in the next video.